greasy, unhealthy, heart attack, cholesterol, clogged arteries. Raise your hand with me if you once thought that these slides, this is what fat is, or this is what fat can cause in the body. Raise your hand. Very good. That's exactly how I felt as well. As a PA for the last 10 years, that's what I was taught in PA school. That's what I learned at annual medical conferences, the articles, the journals that I would read, what I saw blasted on TV. That's what I knew fat to be. And unfortunately, that's what I taught my patients about fat every day, all day, for the past 10 years. Dr. Slayman, corporate office, my fellow medical colleagues, we are at war here, just like Dr. Slayman mentioned earlier. And our battle isn't against the insurance companies or against our beloved pudgy patients. No, our battle is actually, in my opinion, against the food and pharmaceutical companies that have lied to each and every one of us sitting in this room that we need to be on a low-fat, low-calorie, low-cholesterol diet. Tell me, do any of you enjoy being lied to? Right to your face? No. No, right? Definitely not. But that's what's happening. Very subtly, under the radar. And the common layperson, they have no clue, which is our typical patient. But you and I, we're different. Here in this room, under Dr. Slayman's leadership, and those of us who work at Clinic 45, Texas Weight Loss Center, we are different. I believe we're smarter than those who work at other weight loss centers. I believe we're not only smarter, we're a little better looking also. I'm just saying. And because we are more intelligent, we need to continue to educate ourselves with the most latest up-to-date information, current information about obesity and its effects on the body. So Dr. Slayman, thank you so much for putting this seminar together for us. I mean, what's the purpose of all of this? It's to help our patients lose weight, right? That's why we're all here. It's to help our patients look and feel their best. Now, as we've been talking about, we promote the ketogenic diet. And what is the ketogenic diet? It's 70% fat, give or take, 25% protein, and 5% carb. Now, what the heck does 70% fat mean, right? Because a lot of our patients ask us what that is. So I want to say for women, it's about 2 to 3 tablespoons, about 2 tablespoons of fat per meal, with at least 1 tablespoon of fat in a healthy snack. For men, it's about 3 tablespoons of a healthy fat per meal. So give or take per day, if patients ask, you want to tell them it's about 6 to 9 tablespoons of fat per day. That's what makes this high fat. Now it's very important to note also, when patients come in who have had a cholecystectomy, which is a gallbladder removal, they have trouble breaking down fats, right? So it's absolutely imperative to have them take 2 supplements, specifically ox bile and lipase. Why? Because they radically improve the patient's ability to digest fats and help them get into ketosis quicker and help them lose weight. These supplements are meant to be taken with every high-fat meal. So basically 3 times a day with any ketogenic meal. Okay. Now it's important that you choose healthy fats and eliminate all of these industrial processed fats. I mean, we've talked about it before earlier, but vegetable oils such as canola, corn, peanut oil, soybean oil, they're terrible for us. Fats such as trans fat, hydrogenated oils, which can be seen in commercial salad dressings, peanut butter, mayo. You want to tell your patients to avoid this. I mean, basically anything that's processed or packaged is not going to be good for us. So what the heck can you eat as far as good foods? I mean, if you guessed water, you're pretty much right. No, I'm just playing. There's lots of healthy fats that you can have on keto, such as coconut oil, heavy whipping cream, olives, butter, homemade mayo, avocados, nuts, and seeds. The more fresher the ingredients, the more high quality the ingredients, it's going to help maximize health benefits, and it's going to make your foods absolutely delicious. Now, we made reference to this, Maribel and Dr. Slayton. There's two broad categories of fat. You've got your essential fatty acids and your non-essential fatty acids. Now, under the essential fatty acids is the polyunsaturated fats. And under that umbrella, you've got your omega-3 and your omega-6 fatty acid. And under the non-essential, you've got your monounsaturated fats and your saturated fats. And it's very important to note, with the essential fatty acids, our fats, those fats our body cannot produce. So we need them exogenously. We need to, we need to get them hopefully in the wholesome form, but if not, in the supplement form. So polyunsaturated fats. Oh, this was a little off, but let's start off with the omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 is mainly found in grains and seeds. And what typically eats grains and seeds? Are pigs and chickens, right? And who eats the pigs and chickens? You and I. So that's exactly right. It all tends to get passed all right down to us. Examples, just like Dr. Slayman mentioned earlier: soy, corn, sunflower, safflower, flaxseed, cottonseed, grapeseed, sesame seeds. Highly oxidative, highly inflammatory. These should really be eliminated from the keto diet. Yes, we need polyunsaturated fats, but we need them in very low quantities because they're highly refined and inflammatory. They just damage the cell and the mitochondrial membranes. Omega-3 fatty acids. Where are they found? Mainly in the leaves of green plants and algae, and you also find them in the shellfish, cold water seafood, such as salmon, tuna, sardines, anchovies. They're all great sources of omega-3. The colder the water, why do we want cold water seafood? It's because the colder the water, the more omega-3s that the fish have to produce, and therefore it makes more. Now, just like it was mentioned before, omega-3s, they counter inflammation through resolvin. That's a chemical that turns off inflammation, especially when it's no longer needed for infection. Now, the American Heart Association recommends about 2 to 3 servings or 2 to 3 portions of fatty fish per week. Also, if people don't like seafood, you can get it in a supplement form. The gram is actually incorrect. I want to say it's about 2 to 3 grams of omega fish oil per day, or 2 to 3 grams of krill oil per day. I personally take krill oil. It has more EPA than omega fish. Okay, does anybody know, not you, Dr. Simon, does anybody know what the ratio should be of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid? What should the ratio be? Anybody? Somebody? Dr. Simon?
It's got to be higher.
So it actually should be 1-to-1, max 5-to-1, and that's from omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. But you know what? That's definitely not happening. The American diet is so heavy on products, like I mentioned before, of soy, corn, and their oils, which are full of omega-6. Soybean oil, which is huge in commercial mayo, whether it's Hellmann's, Kraft, whatever, or commercial salad dressings. Does anyone know what's that ratio, soybean oil, of omega-6 to omega-3?
1-to-5.
It's actually 10-to-1. And corn oil, 100-to-1. That's why they just absolutely need to be avoided. Okay, going back to the slide about fats. This is really just to show you the difference between essential fatty acids and non-essential fatty acids. So non-essential fatty acids is like fuel. It's like the gas in the car that actually does the job. And essential fatty acids, that's motor oil, right? That lubricates our system, and that prevents wear and tear and helps machinery run smoothly. Okay, now let's talk about the non-essential fatty acids, which are two groups, the monounsaturated fats and the saturated fats. Most monounsaturated fats are liquid at room temperature. You've got your olive oil, and then you've got some that are solid at room temperature, which are walnuts, avocados, butter, ghee, coconut, MCT oil, and palm oil. Really quick, excellent butter that I recommend. I don't know, Dr. Slayman, if you use this on a regular, but Kerrygold butter. Just amazing. If you try it, you will not go back.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's just...
All food is that, it's good to us.
It's delicious. Ghee, if those of you who don't know, that's an Indian butter. It's kind of nutty, really great alternative to butter to use. Now, coconut oil is a great source of saturated fat. Coconut oil, I mean, it's just amazing. It has so many benefits. I mean, people use it in their hair, they rub it on their skin, and it's great to ingest. It helps fight microbes. Great source of high quality fat, squashes hunger, it increases energy, and just one spoonful of coconut oil helps absorb fat soluble vitamins, so basically like your multivitamin. It's excellent in teas and coffees in lieu of any sweetener. Just like Doc said, great for bulletproof coffee, keto coffee.
Right.
MCT oil. So MCT oil, like Maribel said, it's like a concentrated form of coconut oil. It's like its stronger cousin, right? The difference between MCT oil and coconut oil is that MCT oil absolutely bypasses that small intestine digestive process, right? So it goes directly to the liver, and then if you're already in ketosis, I mean, it just helps to help faster, which then gets trapped. But other than that, if there's no constipation and you want to just start a patient off on MCT, 1 teaspoon a day. Max you want to do is about 2 to 3 tablespoons a day because of the opposite effects, which is loose stools, GI upset. Grated mayo, salad dressing, sauces, smoothies, soups, all of that. And just like Maribel noted, it's very important when patients have liver cancer, elevated liver enzymes, or any kind of liver disease, they should not be on MCT oil, but they can still use coconut oil. Avocado is another excellent source of monounsaturated fat. Tons of nutrients, potassium, vitamin E, B vitamins, folic acid, fiber, and it does have this fat called avocado B that can help fight AML, acute myeloid leukemia, which is a rare and deadly kind of cancer. I mean, avocados, I usually recommend about half a serving per meal. I mean, I tell my patients, if you want to do like 2 to 3 a day, I mean, it's a superfood. It is just amazing for you. Olives, olive oil, another excellent source of monounsaturated fat. Ton of antioxidants. It's known for decreasing its risk decreasing a patient's risk for heart disease. It helps decrease LDL and your blood pressure. A ton of anti-aging effects. It helps protect the skin against radiation and UV light. It helps prevent bone loss, and it's just great in marinating dressings. An important note, we have to remember to tell our patients, and I didn't know this until I started reading, we should not really be cooking with olive oil. Why? Because olive oil cannot withstand medium to high temperatures. It's not like coconut oil. Olive oil is meant to be used at room temperature, right? Think about the restaurants we go to, Carrabba's, Olive Garden, right? What does the waiter usually do? He puts the olive oil on the plate, salt, pepper, you dip your bread in there. That's how it should be done, because that's when all the nutrients are reserved and preserved. So please tell patients not to cook with olive oil. Dairy. So dairy is great on keto. You just got to be careful. I know it's hard, but if we could get the dairy for grass-fed cows, organic preferably, that would be best. What are some great options? Cream cheese, sour cream, Parmesan, cheddar, brie. We just have to be careful with hard cheeses, right? Hard cheeses are in 2 categories. They're in protein and they're in fat. So if the patient has already exceeded their protein, per meal, and now they're loading up on cheese, they're now going into excessive protein, which, just like Doc said, can go into gluconeogenesis, which turns into sugar and then ultimately stores as fat. So ultimately, they will not lose as much weight. Also, I tell my patients to steer clear of ricotta and cottage cheese because it has lactase in that, which is a milk sugar, right? And ultimately will turn into store as fat. Seeds and nuts. We're going to start off with seeds. So there are a slew of seeds that are awesome on keto. Man, black sesame seeds, I had no clue, but it's great for healing chronic diseases. It improves skin tone on the body and face after 1 year, reverses gray hair after 2 years, Devin, John, no. And regrows teeth after 3. I mean, it's just excellent. It stir fries. You've got flaxseed, which is awesome in fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, sunflower seeds, rich in vitamin E, great antioxidant, and helps prevent free radical formation, which is good for cancer, helps prevent cancer. Pumpkin seeds, awesome in magnesium and zinc, and helps with immunity.
The black sesame seeds go bad.
Do they go bad?
Does it go bad?
Oh, sorry.
Black sesame seed, it reverses gray hair. You have to rub it on your hair.
Right? Maybe some oil. Okay, let's talk about nuts. So the best kind of nut out there to eat is actually macadamia nuts. Why? Because it's the highest fat, low protein nut. You can eat it raw, fresh. Next, below that is pecans. It's said to lower LDL and promote good artery function, and it's second in its fat to protein ratio. Third, Brazilian nuts. They're just packed with nutrients. It's delicious. Very few go a long way. Helps with repair, growth, immune system. I mean, just a ton of benefits. Almonds. Be careful. Myself included. First of all, almonds are technically not a nut, it's a seed. It's in the apricot cherry family. They are high in protein. And can I ask you, can you do one nut when you eat a nut?
No.
Can you do one almond? No, right? They're like chips. They're like popcorn. You just pop them in your mouth. Whether you're working or you're like watching a movie or doing something aimlessly, you're eating this. And if they're high protein and you've already had your protein per meal 3 times a day, you are now going into excess of protein. So I mean, I tell my patients if you can limit almonds, especially for a couple months, you're going to have greater weight loss. Now I'd like to tell you a story. Excuse me. And the story is about a young girl who was overweight most of her life. Growing up, she was made fun of by her family and didn't have a lot of self-esteem. When she was young, she had big dreams for her life, but somehow, with life happening, those dreams seemed so distant and unrealistic. She struggled with her weight most of her adult life and never thought that she would overcome it and be healthy. She yo-yo dieted, starved herself at times, and tried every fad and gimmick that was out there, all to no avail. That is, until one day, the Lord opened up an opportunity where she met a brilliant medical doctor, passionate, caring, and possessing an electric personality. This doctor inspired the young lady to lose weight and be her best self through the example that he himself set with his life. Thank you, Dr. Swayman, for setting such a fierce example of persistence, dedication, and determination. It is by watching your life and through the help of your weight loss program that myself and thousands of patients have been able to attain success in losing weight and being healthy. Thank you so much for not only talking the talk, but walking the walk. Thank you for not settling and compromising on your beliefs. You know, some may think you're fanatical, some might think you're Nazi about the keto diet, but I think you're just an inspiration and someone to follow. Thank you so much.